It is time for Around the 412 with Smitty and Tyler.
Welcome back to Around the 412. This is the Pirates Show. I am Tyler. With me, as always, is my co-host Smitty. Be sure to go follow us on all of our social medias at Around the 412 and go subscribe to our YouTube. While you're there, go to the description. Check out some of the links we have there. We've got year 6 of Rocking Around the 412, and you can go check out the GoFundMe link. Over the past 5 years, we've been able to raise over $25,000 to be able to help the children in our local 724 and 412 area codes and provide Christmas for them, as well as last year being able to partner with the East Rochester Salvation Army and adopt kids off of their angel tree to provide Christmas for them as well. Smitty and I never had to worry about where Christmas was coming from growing up, so we've been able to want to give back and be able to do so with the help of everybody. So if you want to go check out that link and learn about the mission, it would be greatly appreciated. And then go check out some of the Everything Custom Designs link. We've got either one. We have an Etsy and a Facebook link, so whatever you prefer. You can go check out and get some cool custom design clothing from our friend Haley Wagner. She does shirts. I know she does some kitchen aprons. Halloween is going to get here sooner than later, and she's going to be able to do some custom design trick-or-treat bags for you as well. Still no hats, though, but anything else you want, I'm sure she can get it customly designed for you. So go check out some of those links. No hats.
Unbelievable. Yep. We're still not there yet. All right, this is the Around the 412 Pirates Show. Got something a little bit different today, and to be quite honest with you, I just didn't know what to talk about when it comes to the Pittsburgh Pirates this week. So we're going to do something different. I'm going to just read you names off of their current active roster, and you tell me if you think that you're going to be part of the 2024 Pittsburgh Pirates. So this is the way the roster stands now. Will it be part of the active roster for 2024? Alphabetical order, right at the top, Pittsburgh's own David Bednar.
Absolutely. Without a question and doubt in my mind. The only way that he's not is if they get absolutely blown away by an offer.
That's what I was going to say. Not even taking in consideration, like, okay, performance. Like, there's going to be some guys where it's like, okay, if he's on the 2024 club, that's a problem. With Bednar, the question is he going to be traded in the offseason?
I'll say no to in the offseason. I mean, I won't say no, he's not going to be maybe next trade deadline, but I feel like this offseason, no. Unless they get absolutely blown away, I don't think so.
Yeah, I tend to agree. This one's interesting already. Just the second name for me, Ryan Borucki.
Mainly because I don't really know what the pitching is going to look like next year. I'll say yes, just because I feel like they have to, one, figure out what you have with a guy like that, but two, if you're going to replace the pitching, I just don't see them doing it like replacing a ton of pitching from out of the organization. Obviously, they're going to bring in some arms, but I feel like this is one that they're going to be able to bring back and have on that roster, at least to start the season.
And I agree. I think he's been pretty solid in his role. Bailey Falter, who came over from the Phillies in the Rodolfo Castro trade.
I'll say yeah. I think so. I feel like he's. Do I think he's going to be at the MLB level, though? That's the problem. I think he'll be in the organization. I don't know. Actually, I'll just say no, because I don't think he's going to be at the MLB level to start the year.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Hopefully that's the case, in my opinion. Nothing against him. I think he's been fine in what they've asked him to do, but I think they got to aim a little bit higher in terms of what they're looking for in pieces to add to the rotation. So if you're talking about him as maybe like a long reliever, but then you're probably talking about him and Borucki for one spot.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's true.
All right, next on the list, Jose Hernandez.
How many times have we seen this dude?
He's been hurt a little bit this year too. He has pitched in 44 games though this year, 45 innings, 58 strikeouts, 4.14 ERA, 1.25 WHIP. He he pitched just a few days ago against the Yankees. Just 1/3 of an inning though. Okay. Hasn't been used a ton lately.
I'll say yeah. I like his picture.
Hey, I said beforehand
You said beforehand as much or as little actual substance as possible for some of these answers.
Yeah. Colin Holderman.
Yes, I think he's going to be on the roster next year.
He would be again one of those ones where it's like, would they potentially try to sell high on him with the year that he's had? And but I don't think that they have enough pieces in their bullpen to be able to move him.
No.
So, Andre Jackson.
I'll say yeah. Similar to like what you just said. I don't think they need bullpen arms. Don't think that they're going to be growing off of trees this offseason for the Pirates. So they have to sustain some of the ones that they already have.
And I think that he's been okay when they've used him as a starter as well. Obviously, doesn't have like he's not going like long into games, but I think he's been okay. So, Mitch Keller.
No, just kidding. Yeah, he's going to be back. He's their best pitcher that they have in the organization right now. So, actually, I don't know if I can say that anymore, but at least at the MLB level, he's the best pitcher that they have. So,
you sent me into a coughing spell that no one heard because I muted my mic. But
yeah,
Mitch Keller will be back.
Yeah,
Carmen Laginski.
Yes, I think he will be back.
I agree. I think they've started to use him in like an elevated role as well, which is good. See what they have in him. Just called up Kyle Nicholas, who was part of the Jacob Stallings trade.
I'll say no, mainly for the same reason that I would say for like when I said Bailey Falter, like mainly just because I think he'll be in the organization. I just don't think he's going to be at the MLB level.
Yeah, that makes sense. Luis Ortiz.
He's only appeared in 16 games.
I'm a no on him.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think he's done that well.
I think they're ready to cut ties, to be honest with you. Johan Oviedo, yes.
Yes. 100% yes.
Quinn Priester.
Quinn Priester makes me want to pull my hair out.
This is another one for me. If he is like, I think that's a problem. If he
is to start the season, then that means that you've got nothing as far as starters goes. Because I would say no. Like I want him to be a no, just because I want him to be down in AAA and trying to figure his crap out because he's been so bad. But man, I'm gonna say he is. I'm gonna say that he is going to be on the roster to open the year.
Yeah. Colin Selby. I'm a no.
Well, my initial response was who, but I didn't think that was good since this is a pirate show and we have to act like we know stuff. I'm gonna say no too. Although I do dig the beard.
You're gonna say who to the next one? Hunter Stratton.
I know a different Stratton that was in the Pirates organization before.
Yeah. No relation.
What, he's appeared in 4 games. So no, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. Jason DeLay.
Oh man. But I think the main thing is like, how much do I trust how they're going to use the catchers that they brought up with like Endy and Henry Davis? Like, what do they want to do with Henry Davis?
I don't think we're gonna see a ton of Henry behind the plate. So
like, is Henry Davis just
Jason DeLay?
Yes, and that's the thing. I was gonna say, like, is Henry Davis just gonna be officially like a fielder now? He's not gonna be a catcher.
That's how I see it. Yeah.
So I think you roll with like Endy and DeLay. So yeah, I think the 2 catchers that we're looking at on their roster online right now are the 2 they're going to bring back. So for the next guy that you're going to say Endy, that's also a yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. And he's going to obviously play like 4 out of every 5 games. I wonder if we see Delay be like Keller's personal catcher, though. I feel like we've kind of seen that this year. So I'll be curious if we see that next year. Ji-Won Bae.
I'll say he is. I as much as a lot of them are begrudgingly like a yes, I feel like he's going to be on the roster to open the year next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so on the fence about this one, but because I'm going to say yes for a player in a little bit here, I'm going to say no for him.
Okay.
Key Brian Hayes, yes.
I mean, the only way he's not is if he's not healthy, which I don't want to roll out.
Right. Liover Peguero, that's a yes for me. That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, I think that he came up and he made the most of his MLB stint this season. I thought he was actually pretty good. So yeah, I would say yes to him as well.
Alfonso Rivas, no.
Yeah, that's a no from me. Very underwhelming player. Not the
They got to shoot higher for first base. I mean, he's here to finish out the year basically.
Not that you really saw him a ton of him, but like I just feel like very mid player.
Yeah,
overall.
I'd agree. Jared Triolo. This is an interesting one. He offers so much versatility. I wonder if he's who we see get more reps at first base in the offseason. I'm very on the fence about this, but they seem to just value defense so much. I think they will keep him around, even if it's off the bench to be like a defensive substitution late in games. So he's the reason I'm going to say no to Bay, is because I'm yes on Triolo.
That makes sense. That actually makes sense. And now looking at it, like on the season, not even just looking at his defense, but in his limited time at bats, in 139 at bats, he's got a 338 on base percentage. Compared to the rest of the team, I'm not going to complain about that whatsoever. So I'll say yes to him. I might flip on Bay.
Yeah, I don't know if they would carry that many, because you got to figure there's probably going to be like an outside addition, or hopefully there's going to be some outside additions. So
yeah,
you got to leave some room there as well. Alika Williams, no. I mean,
this is another
really
one
good
like,
defensively. He's actually played quite a bit of shortstop because he's a really good defender, but he was traded here from the Rays for Robert Stevenson, who's been really good for the Rays. Of course, if the Rays want a pitcher, don't trade it to him, because there's obviously
into an
something
all-star.
Yeah. So Alika Williams, no. Miguel Andujar, I'm going to say no.
He's just like that. He is like
Quad
the gum on your shoe. He's just gonna be sticking around even when you don't want him there.
Is he going to stick around on the active roster though? 25.
No,
26.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I fully expect Andrew McCutchen to have a spot, and he's not listed on the active roster right now.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Henry Davis, yes.
Yes.
Connor Joe.
I'll say yeah. I honestly think he had a solid year overall. I think he's a useful player, and good off the bench too. So
I think between him and then the last name that we're going to say, I wouldn't roll out them moving one though. I could see them trading an outfielder. The thing is, Connor Joe can also offer some first base for them. Not very good, but he can do it, I guess. Joshua Palacios.
You know, I actually don't mind Palacios being on the active roster next year. I think that I'll say yes to that one. Just because I think that in a limited stint, I don't think he was that bad. Leaves a lot to be desired offensively, at least from what we've seen. But I thought that as an outfielder, he's been pretty good.
So here's the thing, though, with that. Like, if you're doing the math on the outfielders right now, well, the next one's Brian Reynolds, who's going to be yes.
Yeah.
Reynolds, if we're saying yes to Connor Joe, Suwinski's the last name. Henry Davis. Palacios, are they going to keep 5 outfielders? And like those guys don't. Connor Joe can play some first base. The other guys don't play anywhere else. That's
true.
why I do like Palacios, but unless they trade Joe or Suwinski, I'm no.
That's actually true. That's the thing. I'm looking at names and I'm not thinking about numbers. So that does change things. Jack Suwinski though, and I know we just skipped over Brian Reynolds because he's an obvious yes. Jack Suwinski though, I'm over Jack Suwinski. I'm over the experiment. I don't care if he is in AAA or if he's in another organization, to be completely honest with you. I think that he gets on base a lot, but he strikes out a ton. And whenever the guy is only reliant on how many home runs he's going to hit, I don't love that player. So I'm kind of over Jack Suwinski. I'm out on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because I think that there is a place for players like him in the league. I just don't think it's on the Pirates. Like, in my opinion, the Pirates around him would have to greatly improve in order for him to be the type of player that he is within this lineup. Like, if he goes to a team like the Dodgers and he's hitting like 7th in the lineup, smacking 25 to 30 homers, but striking out as much as he does, they can live with that. Like, that's fine within their lineup. For the Pirates, it's not. So I think that this is more on the Pirates than Jack Suwinski, where they're just asking him to be more than what he is as a player. But I just don't know that it's going to work here unless you get more consistency up and down your lineup and you can just kind of drop him into a perfect situation.
I can agree with that. I think that the value is higher, or they need higher value at each position of the Pirates than they do on a team like the Dodgers, like you had mentioned. Like, each player has to bring their own weight more on the Pirates than they do in the Dodgers organization.
Yeah. I mean, so are the Pirates ever going to be at that level where they can support that player like that being in the lineup? I hope so, but I don't I don't know that they're ever going to be that type of offensive team.
They did for a little bit with Sean Rodriguez, except he was stellar defensively and he didn't strike out as much as Suwinski does.
Yeah. So I'll be very curious to see how they approach this, but it should be a really interesting offseason. I mean, a lot of smoke right now to them being in to me it's, and I know it's going to be the same for you. You got to see it to believe it. Are they going to go out and spend some money this year because they feel like they're close to contention? We'll see. I think this offseason is going to be very telling.
It will. It will tell me whether I should watch 2024 or not.
There you go. Anything else?
No. Let's go Bucks. I mean, we were only like a week away from the end of the season.
Will they get to 75 wins? Yep. All right. Well, that'll be something to monitor. Let us know in the comments how you feel about it. Is there anything that you thought we said was egregious in terms of keeping or getting rid of a player? Let us know down below. Check out the links in the description of the show for Rocking Around the 412 Year 6. Help us raise more money. We've raised over $25,000 in the first 5 years of doing so. We want Year 6 to be the best one so far. Every single penny that is raised goes directly to providing Christmas in the 724 and 412 area codes, so kids can have the type of Christmas that Tyler and I were fortunate enough to have growing up. We also partnered with the East Rochester, PA Salvation Army. They do their angel tree at Christmas time every year, and we adopt as many kids as we can as well from that in the name of our late friend Dalton Keene. And also our friend Haley has everything custom designs for small business. We have the links for her Etsy and Facebook down below, custom shirts, aprons, Halloween right around the corner, trick-or-treat bags for your kids, all that kind of stuff. Just don't go there expecting a hat, okay? If you're clicking on that link, you're like, hey, I want a brand new hat. Let me see what Haley Wagner can cook up for me. Nothing. That's what she can cook up for you. So don't click that link if you are looking for a hat. But Haley's great. She does great work. I have a few of her shirts. I've worn them on here. So give her a look, like the Facebook page and all that good stuff. For Tyler, for Smitty, this has been the Around the 412 Pirate Show. Go watch one of our other shows that is popping up right now. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye-bye.